You can earn yourself enough gifts to get over 250 million diamonds per day, which will allow you to buy easily over 10 low tier huge pets. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Pet Sim 99 video. Today I'm going to be showing you how you as a free-to-play player or a pay-to-win player can easily farm enough diamonds from the Titanic Slime Factory event to get yourself over 10 huge pets per day. Now before I get into the method, only less than 20% of you guys that watch my videos are subscribed, so if you want us to reach our giveaway milestones as fast as possible or you just enjoy my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget that once I reach 40,000 subscribers, we'll be hosting a massive 100 plus huge pet giveaway in Pet Sim 99. But until then, I'll continue to give away at least 10 huge pets every single video. And if you want a chance to win one of these huge pets, all of the giveaway information will be in the description. Before I get into the video, I did also just create a X or Twitter account not too long ago, and I will be posting here like updates on my videos and just behind the scenes stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely go follow. And the link will be linked in the description. Okay, so just to preface this, the method I will be showing you today is going to be earning you over 250 million diamonds per day as a free-to-play player, meaning you can put those diamonds easily into over 10 low-tier huges, which currently do have some pretty low wraps, and honestly, it might even be best to put them into the huge spotted elephants because they are worth 18 million right now, and huges like this that are below 20 million always rise once the update is over. So using this method, even though it will get worse as days go on, you should still easily be able to earn enough to buy over 10 low-tier huges per day from farming this for at least the next few days, and at the very least you'll be able to get a few dozen huges if you farm using this method for the rest of the week. Now, before you can actually do this method, there are a couple things that you need. So you're definitely going to need to progress inside the factory event. I have a really good tips and tricks video demonstrating what you should be using, as well as a really good enchant to use. Definitely when you're farming during this method, this is the enchant that I use, and you should be using an enchant loadout similar to this. But for a deeper analysis into what kind of enchants you should be using, definitely go check out that tips and tricks video. But I would definitely recommend you have at least 3 or 4 level 190 pets, maybe even level 200 if you want. But for some reason, the level 90s and level 200 have the exact same breakable odds, so it is more cost efficient just to get a bunch of level 190s instead of level 200s. Now once you have those pets along with all your upgrades maxed out, which does not take too long, and a pretty decent pet, at least a rainbow jelly kitsune, which there are 1.3 million that exist, meaning it honestly is not that hard to get, especially if you grind this event for a little bit or if you've already been grinding this event. You should now be doing enough damage to break the breakables pretty fast, as long as you're using a team of stat pets or a team of low tier exclusives and maybe even a team of huge pets. You should be doing enough damage to break the breakables pretty fast, and even without any of my pets equipped, just by tapping I do more than enough damage to break the breakables pretty fast. So yeah, just make sure you have a few level 190 pets on your conveyors, as well as all the upgrades and a pretty decent enchant loadout, as well as a pretty decent team. Now, before you start with this method, you should also be running some boosts just to help you. The most important ones are going to be some apples, as well as some cocktails and some damage potions. These are all going to be pretty important to help you deal more damage inside the breakable area. This is Future Loot Muffin here. I also forgot to mention that the toy balls, the toy bones, and the squeaky toys also do help, so make sure you have some of those active as well. Every other boost really is not going to be that important, except for some speed potions, which will increase your pet speed, allowing them to reach breakables faster. So definitely put some of those on as well. And then you should be good to continue with this method. Now, as always, when I include free-to-play in the title, I always like to explain exactly how this is a free-to-play method. Now, using this method, you do not need auto-tap. We're going to be using macro, which is pretty easy to get for PC players. And on mobile, you can actually get some auto-clickers from the App Store. At least for Samsung, I know for a fact that you can get an auto-clicker called GC Auto-Clicker, which does let you auto-click in Roblox and keep you from disconnecting on mobile. So if you're on mobile, use that. But in this method, absolutely no game passes are going to affect the effectiveness of this method, as well as I showed you earlier, to do enough damage with your taps, which is going to be the main thing that you're going to be doing damage with. You do not need a team of exclusive pets. So clearly this method is pretty free to play friendly. You guys have probably already figured out by now that what we're going to be farming is the slime machine. So by breaking breakables inside the breakable area, you can actually fill up the slime machine, and once it reaches 100%, you get at least 1 to 6 slime gifts, as well as a chance at a Titanic and a huge. Now, the Titanic used to have really good odds, but they nerfed it to the ground, so it is pretty tough to get, and I would not rely on actually getting one of these. But the huge still has pretty good odds. There's 55k that exist, and you should easily be able to get at least 1, maybe even 2 per day, but I'm not even going to factor that into the total calculation at the end of the video. video. Now, the main thing that is going to provide us with the most amount of value is the slime gifts. Now, these slime gifts have dropped in value by quite a bit. However, they're at a point where they're pretty much stabilizing. They were at 47k wrap like an hour ago, and now they're at 49k wrap. So I think they are pretty stable, and they honestly probably won't go down by too much more, at least over the next few days. At the end of the video, I do end up actually lowballing it quite a bit just to be safe. So even if the wrap does drop to like 35k, you will still easily be able to make over 250 million diamonds, and as is, you can easily probably make over 350 million diamonds. But just keep in mind the wrap of these may drop, but I don't see them dropping below 40k diamonds, at least for the next few days. So in order to effectively farm the breakables, the first thing you want to do is make sure you're in a lobby with a low player count. Now, as you can see, I'm in a lobby with a ton of players right now, and as I'm breaking the breakables, things are really laggy. Like, you can just tell the breakables aren't really acting proper. But if I join a private server or just a low player server, if you don't know how to join a low player server, just go to the server list, go to the bottom, and then change the number of players to ascending, and you'll see just low player servers that you can join. But once you're in a low player server, the breakables will be much more responsive, allowing just for overall more efficiency in this method and more gifts every single hour. Besides that, also, I would definitely recommend to turn off pets follow taps in your settings, just because we're going to be tapping so many breakables so fast that your pets are going to be constantly traveling from breakable to breakable, not even really hitting them. So it's best to just have them stick with the breakables that they are at, and then have you tap breakables at the same time. Now, if you really want, you could also go ahead and use some of the factory speed booster ones and factory damage booster ones. These are actually pretty cheap, and I would consider them somewhat free to play, but I will not be using these when I test out this method. However, if you use these, you can expect to probably increase the amount of gifts you're getting by around like 50%, maybe even double. So yeah, if you want to use those, you can, but without these, you're still going to earn yourself over 250 million diamonds per day, or over 10 low tier huges per day. Now, with that being said, in order to actually effectively farm the breakables, we're going to be taking advantage of a macro. So I do use Tiny Task. It'll be linked in the description. It's pretty simple to use. Now, once you have it open, it's pretty simple. You have a recording hotkey and a playback hotkey. You can access these by clicking the little settings. Now, I prefer to have my playback hotkey set to F8, but I do like to have my recording hotkey set to the first option here. And then make sure you have continuous playback on. Now, when you record on this macro, it basically records everything that you do with your keyboard and mouse. And then once you stop recording and play it back, it will repeat exactly what you did. So in order to farm this the best way possible, I like to first open up the slime chance juicer menu, and then come to the center of the breakable area and move your camera all the way down so that the breakables are on the bottom of your screen. Now from here, you're going to get ready to record yourself. So what you're going to want to do is start by filling up the Titanic chance machine by just clicking slime tokens and then confirm and then okay. And then we're going to spin in a circle and just use an auto clicker, or just use your mouse to constantly tap for a few minutes, constantly breaking the breakables. So once you're ready, using the recording hotkey or just by clicking the record button here, you're going to start recording, and then we're going to fill up the machine. Click that, click confirm, click OK, and then use the right arrow key to start spinning, and then click the slash key to open chat. And then once again, you can use an auto clicker just to click a bit faster, but clicking with your mouse is perfectly fine. And we're just going to spam break the breakables here. And personally, I do like to wait a few minutes before I stop the recording and stop clicking the breakables, because constantly stopping and filling up the machine just isn't worth it. So once I get to like 95 times Titanic and huge chance, that's when I stop recording. And now if I click play or click the playback hotkey, as long as you have continuous playback, it will repeat what we just did over and over again until you click the playback hotkey again, which for me is F8. But as you can see, currently my hands are not on the keyboard or mouse, and it is just doing exactly what we did. And this is going to be the best way to farm the breakables, break them as fast as possible, ultimately allowing you to fill up the slime machine as fast as possible and get tons of those gifts, as well as give yourself the best chance at getting the huge and Titanic from the slime machine, since you're constantly keeping your percentage at around 95 times or higher. So yeah, that is, in my opinion, the best method. Now, if you are a mobile player, you won't be able to really spin yourself, but instead of spinning, I would once again recommend opening up this menu, coming to the corner of the breakable area, aligning your camera with the ground, and then on the GC auto clicker that I mentioned, you can actually have multiple clicks at a time. So I would start by setting up a click right here, and then a click on the confirm button, and then a click on the OK button, and then just put a bunch of clicks where the breakables are, and then just have it repeat over and over again. And that is probably going to be the best way to farm as a mobile player. Now, with that being said, you don't have to take my word for it. I do want to quickly grind on my main account for 4 hours to see how many gifts I'm able to get and how much value I'm actually able to get. Now, for someone like me who uses multiple accounts, unfortunately, this is not really great for multiple accounts. You can't really spin and auto click on all the accounts at the same time. You can only do it at one account at the same time. So I probably will be farming on all my other accounts this week, but they're not going to be nearly as effective as the account that is spinning and breaking the breakables. Although I know most of you are only using one account, so that's not really going to affect you. Now, before I get into the farming, I do just want to quickly check my mailbox. If you want to donate to me using the mailbox, my username is loopedmuffin_rbx. Please do not feel obligated to donate to me. If you do, it's likely that the gifts will be going into low tier huge 4 giveaways, but I do really appreciate everything that you guys send me, but make sure you're not sending anything that you will regret sending in the future. And I do only shout out anything over 5 million diamonds in wrap or any exclusive pets just to save time in the videos. Thank you very much 20fred08 for the rainbow unicorn. Unfortunately, I do not friend people, but thank you so much. Thank you very much Alex Power Jr. for the huge axolotl, as well as thank you Vidin for the huge mining monkey, and Samuel Elijah for the 3 huge pets. Thank you so much. That is so generous. Moving on to the diamond gifters, thank you very much Buzzbee900 for the 5 million diamonds. Thank you I'm the Cookie with Vibes for the 10 million diamonds. Thank you very much. Thank you Maxim Katie for the 10 million diamonds. And then Burrow Moment, thank you so much for the 100 million diamonds. That is very generous. Thank you very, very much. And of course, thank you to everyone else who sent me gifts. Once again, I really do appreciate everything that you guys send me. All right, so it's been exactly 4 hours, and after 4 hours of grinding using that method, I managed to get myself 1200 slime gifts. Now, once again, if I did use some of the factory speed booster ones and factory damage booster ones, which are both pretty inexpensive, I definitely could have gotten like 50%, maybe even double the amount of gifts. So definitely keep that in mind when it comes to the final values that I actually get from these gifts. Now, if you saw my video where I opened 100,000 of these gifts, I did say that opening these gifts does provide more profit than actually selling the gifts themselves. Now, this is true, but only when you open like thousands at a time. So with only like 1200 right now, I don't think I'm going to open these. I think I'm just going to sell them for the face value of the gift to show you how many diamonds you can pretty much guaranteed get from the gift. But if you do want to risk it a little bit, or if you do have over like 5,000 gifts, then I would definitely recommend opening these and then selling what you get. However, I am just going to go ahead and sell these gifts and then see how many diamonds I'm able to get just from straight up selling the gifts. I'm going to sell them for around, let's say 37k, 38k each, just because I want them to sell fast. Okay, I went ahead and sold the gifts for around 37k each. And as you can see, I got 45 million diamonds. This is absolutely by far the lowest lowball possible. I went to sell them for as low as possible so that they could sell fast, but also so that your expectations are not ruined in a few days if the wrap does drop. However, the wrap has increased somehow. So like I said, I think it is stabilizing. It was at 47k, but now it's at 49k. So you could easily make over 45 million diamonds every 4 hours. However, even after selling it for over 10k below wrap right now, I still managed to get enough diamonds to make over 270 million diamonds per day worth of gifts. Not only is this the absolute bare minimum because I sold the gifts for like 10k below wrap, it also does not take into account any of the breakable huge pets that you get or the huge pets from the slime machine, which you will also probably get a couple of every single day as well, also increasing your profitability. And it does not factor in the fact that you could definitely be using some of the factory speed booster ones and factory damage booster ones to also increase the amount of gifts you're getting and increase your profitability. So at the absolute bare minimum, as a free-to-play player, you can earn yourself enough gifts to get over 250 million diamonds per day, which will allow you to buy easily over 10 low tier huge pets. And honestly, I would personally recommend you get the huge spotted elephants since they are worth 18 million each, and they will definitely rise once the event is over. But with that all being said, if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget that once I reach 40,000 subscribers, I'll be hosting a massive 100 plus huge pet giveaway on PetSim99. But with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day and good luck grinding. Congratulations to this user for being the first person to comment on my last PetSim99 video with the Roblox username. You have won yourself a free huge pet. I do this kind of giveaways every single video, so if you want a chance to be the first commenter and win yourself a free huge pet, make sure to turn on post notifications to be notified when I upload. It's time to roll the winners of the giveaway from my last Pet Sim 99 video. Since this video did reach the first like goal of 500 likes, I will be giving away an extra 5 huge pets for a total of 15 huge pets. As always, usernames of all the winners will be shown on screen at the end of this time lapse. Congratulations to all of the winners.